All right, guys, we are still on day 5 over here, and this is a special one. We are here in the After Dark segment of Behind the Kick.
Yes, sir.
In a beautiful room, one of the
Seriously,
most beautiful rooms that I've personally have seen.
I agree.
And we are with a very special guest, Mr. Ralph Alexander.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your time and just welcoming us in this space, because it is quite literally unreal how beautiful it is.
I mean, every morning I come in here and work and play, and I just think about how lucky I am to have found it.
Yeah.
If I was on that couch most days, I probably would just sit there and look at those drums like I was doing earlier.
I mean, I do that all the time. That's
Yeah.
my morning meditation. I sit on the couch and I just stare at the drums.
There you go.
I had this conversation with Dan at Forks the other day, and it was like, I remember opening up the shop when I worked at a drum shop, and 7 a.m., nobody's there, and you kind of just sit there and enjoy the silence looking at instruments that are beyond what you can expect.
Yeah, there's something interesting about looking at things that are so loud being completely silent.
Never thought about it like that, and that is a great way.
I'm getting very philosophical right
No,
now.
do it.
Do it.
I mean, that's yeah, I do that sometimes with these drums, or just on the road before sound check, before everyone comes in there, even before a show, before it's full of people. Kind of just look at the stage and look at all the instruments. You're like, man, it's just the loudest shit ever. But right now it's totally silent because no one's playing through them, you know.
Have you ever, after like an arena and you're headlining and all that, like you see it before, you see it in sound check, and then after the show and everybody leaves, you go to a one spot in the arena or in a seat way in the back and just go like, whoa, like this place was raging an hour ago. You ever done that?
On the headlining tours when you can do that, yeah. Sometimes. Like if it's a really cool theater or something, whatever the venue is.
Right.
It's never quiet after, right? Because you have all the guys breaking everything down. But
After everybody has left.
Oh, when everyone's completely gone.
Yeah.
Man, I'll be honest, I'm usually in my bunk by that point.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, dude.
I'll try that this next run. I'll go.
I only did that once in the last one that I was on, and it was at the Texas Theater in Dallas, and everybody had cleared out. It was completely empty, and I had went into the stands and just sat in the middle. And it was the last day of tour, and I was just like, man, it's over. It's like,
oh, the last day.
Yeah.
I can see doing that for sure.
Yeah, the last day. But yeah, man, I mean, coming in here and you told us about how you found the house, and like, I think this is a drummer's paradise, to be honest. Like, got the kitchen, you got the bathroom, it's all in one with the ceiling the way it is and stuff.
Yeah, I got these nice floating ceilings.
Yeah.
My girl and I, we got very lucky. We were both moving to Nashville, moving in together for the first time.
Ooh.
So it was like we were trying to find a perfect spot for not just for me and my needs, but also for hers. And we also have a big, sweet pit bull, and we needed a yard. We needed a space for her because she works from home.
Sure.
And I, most importantly, needed a spot to be as loud as I needed to be.
Yeah.
At all times of the day, not disturb the neighbors, not do this, not do that. So, like I was telling you guys, she had this whole spreadsheet of all the houses that she wanted to go look at. Like, oh, this one's close to a coffee shop I like. This one's close to a yoga studio. And when I found this one, it came up on Zillow. It had been posted for literally a minute. It said 1 minute that I'd been on there. And I said to her, like, this is the house. This is what we're getting.
So,
And luckily, and she was saying, well, don't quit talking about it like it's our house because we haven't gotten it. We just have to apply. And I was like, no, we're going to get it. I just knew.
Phenomenal find. And I've been in that house hunting scenario where I'm like looking for a, what do they call it? Like a mother-in-law quarters.
Mother-in-law suite?
Yeah, suite. Yeah. So I'm like looking for that, and I put that in the filter where I'm like looking for that specific thing because I know it's a separate building.
Yeah, you have to get really creative. I know exactly what you're talking about there. Like all the different keywords that will pull up relatively what you need. You know, the mother-in-law suite or the detached or, you know, whatever, all kinds of stuff.
Exactly.
Art studio, music studio, because you never know who's writing it, like what they would see. Like this was a yoga studio before I moved into it.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
You'd write like yoga studio, and then this would come up like, no, this is actually a drum room.
Yeah.
For that, so
Shout out, right? All the drummers, Drum Hack. Go on Zillow, put yoga studio.
Be as creative as possible in all your keyword searches, trust me.
No, because it's hard. It's hard to find a good room that is separate from the house, and if you got people living with you, it's freaking impossible.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Do you do yoga in here as well?
Okay. I don't do yoga. My girl is very much into yoga, and she's been desperately trying to get me into it for a long time. And I've been begrudgingly putting it off. I just don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
But then I started doing a Muay Thai down the street.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
The first day of Muay Thai, the guy was like, "You need to go do yoga," and I was like, "Okay."
Were you just so tense? Is that what he said?
My hips are trash. I was
Yeah.
like,
Dude.
you gotta like, you can work on your hips.
I mean, you sit for a living though, right?
yeah. So I was
You know
thinking,
what I
like, dude, the kicks that I was doing the first day were just, like, I looked like a toddler. They were garbage.
Yeah.
But I was like, my right kick was way worse than my left kick was fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if that's from like always being, right.
Kick drum?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it
right,
is.
right leg dominant.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense because you use it so much. You think it would be looser. So who knows? It doesn't make any sense to me. But.
Well, like I was doing like a bunch of new stretching, like adductor wise, and like trying to really get a better control in my legs because I could feel the tension.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gone to a physical therapist, and I actually had to get that worked out because if you don't pay attention to stress, like it'll stay trapped in the body.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel that for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm such a routine freak, especially on the road. Like stretching is such a big part of touring and just eating healthy and trying to exercise a little bit every day and just sleeping well. There's so many things, especially as you get older, into your 20s.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That you have to really start taking care of your body better and stretching and to bring it back to yoga. It's something that I'm going to have to really get into, and I think all drummers eventually need to get into some form of that, if it's just stretching or if it's yoga or if it's whatever other type of stretching there is. But it's important for playing.
Yeah. So is tomorrow that first session?
Yeah.
Dang! Let's go. Yeah. Josh is jumping in over here because he's a big stretcher.
I know. When we get done with this, I have to sign up for the thing and then book it.
So he gets up every morning. He does a bunch of stretching. He's never chimed in like this. This isn't normal for him to chime in like that. But he stretches a lot, and I caught that because in my morning routine, I'm used to having like my protein oats and like the very things that I have to eat every morning. But
I'm the same way.
Yeah. And it just helps me, like before I get started with business or doing anything like that, I like to read. I like to get into a very like low thinking.
For your morning routine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a very strict morning routine. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
A big one, when I wake up, I try not to look at anything on my phone other than like weather app or something like that, just to see like, am I going to freeze my ass off when I go outside?
Yeah.
But like no text messages, I have notifications off, like no Instagram, no Twitter, none of that stuff. And try and have that off until I do like 30 minutes on my stationary bike. And then I eat the same thing every morning. I have 6 eggs, spinach, sauerkraut, and turkey bacon, and then oats.
There you go.
Every morning, and that gets me through my practice session in here, which ends like around 2 or 3 every day, and I feel great all the way up through that.
What time do you start that practice session?
Like, I'll hit the practice pad and the foot pad for like 2 hours, and that'll start at 10, something like that.
Yeah.
So then, like, actual playing on the kit is usually like another 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Correct. Are you a coffee guy at all in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an espresso, so like,
there you go. Yeah, man.
You take that on the road with you?
I don't take it on the road. That's like one of the things on the road that I don't want on the bus. I want to have you need to have something that you leave people. Because if you just stay on the bus with like the same 12 people all the time, you guys will start killing you. You guys know how it is.
Oh yeah.
Killing each other. So I like having like my own coffee time, which always feels like a little exclusionary of like everyone else. But it's like I don't really want to go have coffee with you. I want to go have my own coffee and like have a little time to myself.
Oh yeah, I was joking with somebody, man. I forget who was talking to me yesterday, a couple days ago, but I was like, man, I'm gonna just put a Keurig in my bunk. I'll be set, dude.
At the foot or by your head?
Dude, right by my head, bro. I reach over and just.
You know what I tour with? It's a huge game changer for your bunk. It's so funny because I play in a metal band, and my girl makes fun of me all the time. Humidifier.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I'll look at all the different things that I travel with on tour now, and there's so many times where I'll look at like my humidifier and I have like these breed strips and all kinds of shit. So much that goes into it, and I think, man, like Tommy Lee. Are we allowed to curse on this?
Yeah, man. Let it rip.
Fucking Tommy Lee was out in the '80s, like doing God knows what.
Yeah.
Drinking
a whole lot of stuff.
Just chugging beer out of a fucking garden hose or something.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like in a metal band in my time, being like, oh man, I need to get a new humidifier.
Yeah, I think the Crew movie portrayed it very well, how debaucherous that was. And like, you think about a drummer's way of being healthy. I mean, that dude was spinning in a drum rack, and
I don't know how he did it.
yeah, neither do I.
I was very fortunate years ago. I did the Kiss cruise.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And that Kiss's manager is Doc McGee.
yeah.
Who was and he managed Motley Crue as well. And he was telling me their touring schedule, and they would like play shows, and they could never get in hotels because they got banned from all these hotels. So they would fly every night, but they wouldn't fly until like 6 in the morning because they'd be up all night.
Jeez, that's rough.
Just partying. So then they'd fly to the next city, and then they wouldn't wake up until 5 or 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Get up and go play the show. And just the schedule he was telling me, I was like, I would just kill a horse. I don't even know how you guys would tour like that, but
Yeah.
they were just built different. So
No, I think routine is extremely important. Like, now that we're out here for a week, the only thing I could really state on routine is like trying to meditate in the morning, having like really cold water, but also taking an extremely cold shower.
I'm really bad at meditating.
Yeah.
Everyone tells me to get into meditating.
I can only do it when I'm in cold water.
Really?
Well, I do it on the road here in cold water because, I mean, we're in like a tight confined space, and like it's raining outside, so I'm kind of like, okay, I'm
You
not.
mean like a cold plunge?
Yes.
Where
Dude,
do you do that?
he's crazy. In the morning time, I can hear him in there. He's like, get in the shower here. And he's like,
Are you like filling your bathtub?
No, so I'm just cold. Well, it's not a cold plunge, it's just a cold shower.
Oh, cold shower.
Yeah.
I do that before a show.
Oh yeah.
So I take a nap before a show.
that's fair.
And I wake up like 2 hours before the show time. I go take a shower, and at the end of it, I'll do like 2 minutes straight of just freezing cold water.
Yeah.
To just like
Get up. Yeah.
wake me up and
For
get
sure.
ready for the
For
show.
sure.
So I totally get what you're saying.
Have to have it.
Yeah.
I have to. And the thing about, dude, shout out Jaden again, dude, where
Yeah.
we're staying. Something about his water pressure and the ability to get so cold. I've never in my life had a shower to get that cold. I'm interested to actually be able to test the temperature and see what it is, because it was so cold this morning. I went a next level down this morning.
Oh, dude.
Dude, I was today's stacked.
We're louder, I will say, today.
Yeah, today was
He knows what I'm talking
stacked.
about. That's why he's laughing.
Today is stacked, dude. And I was like, I got to get ready for today, man. We had the drum shop in the morning and everything. So I went a next level down on the cold, and it was so cold that it was hurting. Like, it felt like needles.
Oh, dude.
Crazy. And I was like, okay, I'll put some music on to help me get in that mode, just kind of get into that meditative state. And I guess what he's hearing is me breathing.
Nah, dude, it ain't breathing.
Yeah. I've been really recently big on breathing. And I just feel like,
Yeah, it's another thing I've heard a lot about. Breathing exercises.
yeah. So I feel like I had to get into that just for my own, like, being in like this fight or flight mode for a little bit. And then I'm really bad at this, but while playing drums, the whole art of breathing.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough one, bro. A lot of cats, like, I know I struggled with that for a long time. Everything was just holding my breath, and I was like, I can't play what I want. And then luckily, like, a couple of years ago, I just was like, let me just, like, stop breathing in it. You know what I mean?
Did you die?
Yeah.
Dave Ulich is big into breathing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. So we talked to we got interviewed another guy that took lessons from Illich, and I've seen his stuff online. And I've looked at a lot of it, and a lot of it is throne height and where you're seated on there. And I was
Dave Brandwine.
Dave Brandwine is who we interviewed out here, and then he said that he took some lessons with Illich, and then I had looked into Illich's stuff from a while back, and it's just remarkable how much that throne height will affect your playing across the board.
He sits really high, right?
I'm not sure how Illich is.
I think it is pretty high.
So throne height is huge for me as well. I think it is for everybody, but I've obsessed over. I've set low, I've set really high, I've set in the middle. I think for any drummer that looks up Illich, or any drummer that they're looking up to, right, like Tom Slanger, whoever, it's never good to just copy one person's thing.
No.
So like anytime, like I've really worked on my feet a lot in the last couple of years because my gig keeps sending me faster and faster stuff with my feet, which I grew up a rock guy.
Yeah.
I did not grow up a metal guy at all. So when I get these crazy metal songs, it's like I have to develop so much stuff to just keep up with it. And what I did is that I went on YouTube and I watched like 10 different drummers who played like I needed to play. Like I needed to get to like this area, and these 10 guys are doing it. And then I would just kind of average out everything they were doing. Like, okay, on average, these guys are sitting a little bit higher, or maybe they're sitting a little bit lower. On average, their pedal tension is here. They're at the settings are here, whatever it is, and then kind of use that as a starting point. But then it's like, this is why drums are just so insane. It's your body is different than all of those guys. So a funny thing is like my right foot has been such a pain in the ass to retrain properly, because the way I started playing was I was sitting too close, so my knee was over in front of my ankle. So I was kind of playing like this, which is not great, right? You want your ankle to be in front of your knee, at least a little bit. At least for me. So it's like retraining that was infinitely harder than just starting with my left foot that had no basis, no improper training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So training the left foot went super fast. Right foot was stubborn as shit.
You have to kind of relearn anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Damn.
I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm rambling now, but
No.
basically, everyone's body is different, and everyone's limitations are different. And like just for me, my right foot was trash, and my left foot was a blank slate that could absorb new technique instantly.
Right.
My right foot would not. So for like guys like Elich, yeah, they teach great stuff. Like I know so many guys have learned so much from him. But then you watch like someone like Eloy. You watch his videos. That dude's not sitting high at all. That dude's sitting like, you look at his leg. He's pretty much, from what I can tell, he's like 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's not sitting high, and he's amazing. So it's like his body is different than an Elich, and an Elich is different from a Thomas Lang, and a Thomas Lang is different from a Vinny or anyone else, name your drummer. So I think a lot of what goes on with practicing and developing your techniques is learning what your body does, and it's always going to be different from any other drummer that you're watching or trying to learn from. So basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't just like copy or steal someone else's technique. Try and take the best parts of it and see what makes sense for your body.
Absolutely, and I feel like I've always looked at that, even from, we talked about the Rush thing, and like always looking at Neil is like, okay, I'm trying to see what he does and how he does it well, but I showed you the kit that I had at home, and I was like, I have the Octobomb thing, and it's like, it's cool and whatever, but at some point I was like, okay, I can't position this the way that he plays because it's just not like aerodynamic for me.
Right.
Like, I can't do it. But one thing that always helped me was having this snare height like at my navel. So when I hit it, I wasn't just coming down and hitting my leg anymore.
Yeah.
I was actually just, if I wanted a full-blown like shotgun shot, it was like bam, right dead center. And it was because like I didn't have to worry about hitting my leg.
Yeah.
It was just right here.
Yeah.
Right.
So navel with the snare, and then I just was very, very specific about where the seat was, and that's what helped me a lot was, when you're sitting really low, or if you're sitting really high, you're kind of like leaning in on your drums the whole time.
Yeah.
And then if you're sitting too low, well then you're kind of either cranked back, and so I studied the hell out of that for so long.
Posture is just huge.
Yeah, but posture in general, do the whole yoga thing. You'll find out tomorrow, You'll get a good idea on that. I did about 30 days of yoga recently, twice a day. And I will say, like, the whole breathing thing is ridiculous, and you'll probably find this out. Like, I noticed after 30 days that my lungs had expanded.
Really?
Yes. And you can learn that. You can learn that from the guy that loves cold plunges, and he's known for it. He's like the art of breathing guy.
Wim Hof?
Yes, the Wim Hof method. Yes. I have his book, and I haven't read it yet. But if you study how much cold water and breathing are intertwined, and then you look at how breathing can expand your lungs, I mean, you'd be surprised how much more of an endurance it gives you to do things.
It's good to know.
I mean,
I'm learning something right now.
I haven't tested it. I just know that I can breathe deeper is the only thing after the yoga thing. But that was me doing 2 to 3 times a day.
Wow.
And I was doing that in the woodlands, and it was only hot yoga. I only did it at hot yoga. So I was doing hot yoga 2 to 3 times a day, and I mean, talk about like, I went in there not knowing a damn thing. I was like, just throw me in the fire type of thing.
Yeah.
And
no, I mean, like I was saying, it's just everyone's so different. And one of the ways that I figured out that drummers were just built radically different from each other was we were talking about Jimmy Chamberlain earlier.
Sure, yeah.
And when we run that Pumpkin store, I got to sit on his kit, and you know, you can't really, you can gauge most of the time when you see a drummer's kit. Like I would say like 9 times out of 10 I can look at a drummer's kit and be able to spot exactly what kind of player they are. Like if everything's really tight and everything's really, you know, precise, and the hardware setup is really clean and everything, like that's going to be a really tight, consistent player.
Yeah.
Or if you look at like I don't want to name any drummers because and sound disrespectful, but you look at a drummer, like their kit's like really loose and they got like it's just kind of like a tom here and a snare here.
Heights are really kind of wonky.
Yeah, it's wonky all over the place. They're going to be like a super loose drummer, which is cool in its own way, right?
Yeah.
So I was looking at Jimmy's kit that whole tour. I was like, man, it's just a beautiful kit. And his tech, Vic, amazing tech, amazing guy. I had such a great time just chatting with him. He let me jump on him one day. First thing I noticed when I jump on the kit, everything is, he's not moving his arms at all. It's just super close. And I was like, man, I can't, because my setup at the time was like, it was insane. Everything was super far away. The cymbals were super high because I wanted that big, you know, like arena rock.
Oh yeah.
You know,
You wanted to reach for it. Yeah.
I was doing like big moves, and it was just a whole big thing. And then you sit on Jimmy's kit, which that's not important to him.
Yeah,
at all.
not at all.
Consistency and like just having everything right where he needs is super important for him. And then you think, man, that means just his priorities are totally different from mine. Mine are totally different from, you know, Perkins, who was on that tour with James Addiction.
Sure.
And you just think, you know, it makes you really rethink all of like this era of like YouTube tutorial videos where it's like one size fits all instructional things on, you know, your feet or your hands or whatever it is. It's like there are basic things like, every day do your paradiddles, do your singles, do your doubles, but when it gets into the weeds of like seat height, pedal tensions, and, you know, just setups and stuff like that, like everyone's just so different.
And I think it's what's the beauty of drumming. Like you're always going to find somebody that does something different, and you're always going to find someone out there that wants to complain about it. And it's like, great, man, like do your thing. Like I do this to help my body stay in shape and to get the job done. Type of thing. And I personally love Daru Jones.
Yeah, man.
I've met the guy, a phenomenal person,
dude.
incredible.
Super cool,
yeah, and I'm open to talk about that because I've met him, I've had conversations with him. Like he's a phenomenal human being, and he
seems like
a great dude. Yeah. But when you see his kit, and his kit would be the kit to talk about, and that's an open forum on a lot of drum pages. It's like he has that kit where it's like, I wonder how he feels when he plays that kit because it's his thing. And I want to know how he got it to that point, because I would have never thought in my mind ever that I needed my snare to be this way or my toms to face the opposite direction. Right. So he's doing it for his own sound and for what he does, and he does it really well. I mean, he does the Jack White gig, and
it's virtually impossible unless you play traditional.
Yeah. It's
interesting because it's like, how many kids
want to do that?
Yeah.
It's like no one's ever going to sit on his kit unless you can do that.
Right.
And be able to enjoy it. So it's super interesting. His kit is definitely unique, and I think there's a lot of drummers that are known for like he's known for his kit setup, and like someone like, you know, Travis Barker.
Sure.
When I was a kid, was known everything's flat. His cymbals are all same height. Everything's flat. And that's super cool and fun in its own way. And like, you know, your kit setup definitely says a lot about you. It's just like I just said, just you as a player, and whether or not you're making a statement with it, or if you're just setting it up just to be able to play it, you know. Sure.
Yeah. I think it's a great way to express personality and like also do the thing where it's maybe for the gig. Yeah. Do you typically? We were talking about the differences in what you're using here in the studio and then what you're bringing out there. Like in this next run, are you planning on setting up specifically more so for the show and what y'all have going on with production? Do you make those kinds of decisions when production comes to you and says, hey, this is what we're doing differently on this run?
I only care about the set list. So when I get the set list from Poppy, the girl I play for, I look through it and I just see, okay, what songs need what for whatever vibe. So I always have like, from like the main snare over to this side is always like metal rock stuff, because that's like 90% of what we do, 98%. And then on the left side, I always have like a super indie kind of low tune side snare to play a lot of like the softer stuff that we have in some of the songs. Like we have a song called Scary Mask, and the intro and then there's a bridge part is played on that because it's supposed to be kind of like a lo-fi, you know,
Like filterish type sound.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
supposed to be a little more relaxed and chill.
Yeah.
And if I play that on like the super metal ringy snare,
Sure.
it would be strange.
Yeah, it's not gonna resonate.
At least to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe like 99% of the kids out front wouldn't notice the difference, but I would notice the difference, and that's what matters, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I always had that snare, and some of the stuff on the new record, like the new record has a splash cymbal on it. In one song, there's a splash cymbal. And I was like, it's just that part called for it. And so it's like, all right, well, I've never played a splash, so I'll get a splash cymbal and I'll put it on the kit, and that'll take the place of, you know, one of the other things that I used to use. I'll take that off. And so it's like, it's definitely, you should always, at least for me, always set up your kit and take what you're playing to serve the gig, the set, and the show.
Absolutely.
And not just, yeah, I could take out a 40-piece kit if I
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
I could call Ludwig and say, hey, can I get a 40-piece kit? And they'd say, absolutely not, and hang up. No. You can take out whatever you want,
Yeah.
but if you're only utilizing half the kit, like who cares if you have, you know, big chinas and cymbals and
Yeah,
a bunch
man.
of drums. Like
Right.
just take what you need,
Yeah.
Yeah.
play for the gig, especially for my kind of gig where it's like I'm like an independent contractor. I'm for hire.
Yeah.
Like I'm there to make my artist sound the best that she can sound, and to make the show the best that it can be every night. That show does not, no kid is going to that show just to see the drums. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, they
right,
want to
right.
see her. It's
Right.
her. It's her show.
Yeah.
So you always want to, if you are a for hire guy, you always want to make sure that the first priority is the artist, the songs, the set, the show, and then, you know, sneak in some stuff to have some fun too.
Of course.
Like
Yeah.
5 hi-hats or whatever you want.
Absolutely. And if you don't have a hi-hat stand on the kit, technically you really don't have any hi-hats.
Yeah, that's right. That's
We
true.
talked about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think it's really cool, man, because like when you get into a gig like that, and I saw it, right? I saw it before we had met, the gig itself.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, shoot, being on that kind of run and cranking out those kinds of tunes and bringing your kid out there, it's, to me, when I've been an opener and I want to check out somebody else's kit, it's one of those things, man, where you can look at, like you said, you can look at somebody's drums and you can kind of tell where their dynamic is and what they like to do. And
Right.
and so the story that I have was when I opened up that show for Bill Callahan, their drummer, same setup, one up, one down, but behind him were buckets of different types of sticks and toys and all of these things. And man, I'm blanking on his name, but the drummer for Bill Callahan would literally drop a brush mid-hit, like coming in mid-song, just purposely drop it, pick it up, pick another thing up, and play something different.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, and his genre is apocalyptic folk. So you take that what you will with it, and it's like, yeah, I can expect this drummer to have these buckets of different instruments behind him to paint this canvas. So I know you kind of jumped into like the things about coffee and like what you like to do and meditating. What is something you have to have when you go on the road, both non-drum related and drum related?
Tart cherry juice.
Tell me about it.
All right, like every podcast, every interview I've ever done, this comes up every single time. And everybody makes fun of me that I'm like controlled by Big Cherry. Basically, my older brother Topher, he and I always watch baseball videos together.
Yeah.
We always watch like John Boy and all these YouTube accounts. But
John Boy is legit.
funny shit ever.
Yeah.
That got us through COVID more than anything.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
watching his recaps. But anyway, he was talking about, I think it was the Cardinals or some team. They were giving their pitching squad they were having them drink tartary juice after these games and after their warm-ups. And the rest of the MLB started noticing that their recovery time was like way better than everyone else's. And it got to the point where now as far as I know, every MLB team requires their players to drink, unless they're allergic, but requires them to drink tartary juice. And it's good for your joints, it's good for your muscles, it has a ton of health benefits. And I'm such a creature of habit that even if I found out it didn't do anything, I would still drink it every day. It's just great. But I drink that before every show, and I drink it after the show. And that's like my big thing.
How much do you drink?
You're only supposed to drink 20 ounces a day. So it's
after 20, you turn into some kind of superhuman being with that.
A big cherry.
Write that one down, Josh, so we can get into our routine in the mornings, please.
Yeah, I always I drink a lot of water. I don't drink any sodas or anything like that. I always what I'll do is I'll take a bottle of water and just drink a couple big gulps, and then I'll just fill it in with tartary and then shake it up and drink it.
Yeah. I used to be on like a big black pepper kick, and then I found like how good ginger is for you, like raw ginger, and then just the things that you can take in on your body on a holistic level. You really recognize how much sugar is in everything. Yeah,
we're in our house. We're very. She's paleo now, and I try and cut out as much sugar as possible.
Yeah. Well, this guy loves Skittles and just about anything sugar related that you can.
Skittles, so that's just one giant sugar.
Yeah. I've been hyping on him all this whole trip, but we went to the store the other day and he got with the whole. Josh is the one that called him out on this. He had muffins, sugar cookies, and I don't know what else. But I was like, bro, I should have just got a little thing of sugar right here for you. We could switch it out real easy.
Your grown boy needs.
Yeah. But I would say that you would have to really look at how it affects the body, because for me at least, like I started to look at those things and I started to study how, man, the average American diet, it's loaded with sugar. Just if you're not drinking a coffee that's, from Starbucks and you got all the crap that's in there, and then you go from bread and then fried food, and it's just like boom, 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 boom. You think about the average American diet, and it's just like, okay, this is why people are dying so fast.
I just want to eat well every day. I want to eat like single ingredient stuff as much as possible. Like the only thing that I eat now that's like not single, it's like turkey bacon, which I want to get rid of because it's technically processed. But it's like, just eat some fucking eggs.
Yeah.
Eat spinach.
Yes.
Eat basic shit, and eat just. It's not. I don't think it's like rocket science.
No,
you're just
dude.
eating basic stuff that's like clean. You're gonna get everything you need.
Yeah.
Drink water and don't drink bullshit.
Yeah. Do you eat meat though?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I'm really big when I'm at home. 3 to 4 eggs. I don't know if I can do the six eggs. That's up there, dude.
Nah, I'm used to it now. But
yeah, I had to get used to 4. But whenever I started cooking more, it was always like I had to have the protein more than anything, but also the greens. So the other day we went to this coffee shop here, and they were looking at the smoothies.
Which one?
Where do we have that one burger that was like literally almost a $30 burger? Hearts.
Oh yeah.
So we went to Hearts. So check out the smoothie next time.
Okay.
And
that's a $30 burger too.
Yeah, dude, that was ridiculous, dude. When she gave me the bill, I was like, okay, that was a damn good burger, but damn, like, yeah. But the smoothie, I was like, hey, I'm reading this list here. Like, what greens do you have back there? And they had spinach, and I was like, throw that in there. And then she was like,
hey, you don't taste it.
I was just, she's like, we've never done that before. I was like, try it. And then that's when I went to go sit at the bar, and that's when they gave it to me. And she was like, dude, this is pretty damn good. She like tried it, like took a spoon out or whatever. And I was like, yeah, like if you add greens to anything, like you're gonna thrive.
Yeah, I put spinach in my smoothies every day. You don't. It doesn't taste like spinach.
Yeah, I love spinach. Yeah. All right, are we going? Are we back? Oh, then you can just cut it in. Okay, cool. All right, so what do you want to kick into, Chris? What are you thinking, man?
Man,
that's a lot of knowledge right here, dude.
We've covered so much.
Yeah.
Breathing, yoga, stretching, food.
Forget
spinach.
drums, dude. We don't need no damn drums.
Yeah,
okay.
Holistic.
So we're gonna do this. We're gonna let you pick. Okay. So we've got a couple topics. Okay. So we've got in the pocket, right? Out of the pocket. But those two, you kind of touched on those. And then we have go to your bunk, And then we have.
Are these like speed questions? Or?
This is more of segments. More of a segment.
Pick one. You start.
No, you get to pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got go to your bunk, and then we've got.
Welcome the pain.
Welcome the pain.
Welcome the pain.
Welcome the
Yeah.
pain.
Let's start with that.
My man. What did I tell you? Thank you. Yeah. He knows. You want me to kick it off, or you got it?
I just wonder if you got some towels, man. You're gonna be sweating a lot.
No.
You good? All right.
This bread a little different than we've been going through. We've been putting some people through the ringer.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You want me to kick it off?
Go ahead, dude.
All right. I got it. All right, Ruff. So, in Welcome the Pain, what we like to talk about is a situation in life. Nobody goes through it unscarred. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets dealt a hand, and maybe it's a 7 deuce. Nobody gets out of here with an easy hand. You got to play it right. So, can you describe a moment in life, any moment, where you've had to take that pain and you've had to allow it to transform you into a better person?
Yeah, you sound like my girlfriend right now.
Come on, bring her in.
Oh, God.
And it's a non-drumming thing, non-music, just in life, dude.
Where you use past pain to what was the question again?
So if you have had
So I'm comfortable right now.
he said if you needed a towel, man, he was looking around. He was looking around. So we had one guy. No. No, we haven't made anybody cry. Not yet. Yeah, wait till. Yeah, never mind.
We got some tissues, right, Josh? Laying around somewhere?
No, I'll get my jacket. So basically, if there is a situation in life, anything, man. I mean, shoot, dude, we've been talking about all kinds of stuff all day, but like something where you're like, damn it, this thing went wrong, totally out of your control, and you had to either cut a habit, you had to do something in that situation that allowed you to come out of it better. You didn't let it bring you down. It didn't go down a dark path. You decided to welcome the pain and basically like, all right, I can do this.
Kind of put up or shut up.
Okay. Well, so here's what I got. When I was at Musicians Institute, I was just telling the story the other day too. This is so funny. We had a technique teacher there. His name was Rob Carson. You guys ever heard of Rob Carson?
I don't think so.
Rob Carson is hands down the best snare player I've ever seen in my life, including anything you can find on YouTube. He's a Buddhist, so he was like just this philosophical, just very intelligent, deep meditative guy who approached playing and the technique of playing very spiritually. And I always really respected that, and I loved his class. I loved everything about it. He's just an amazing, amazing guy. One of the best teachers I ever had. And the great thing about him was that he was so brutally tough on every final exam that we had to play for him. And he would tell us, he'd go, every mistake you make, and a mistake could be like you fucked up a flam a little bit. You didn't have enough distance. It wasn't fat enough, or whatever it was. Just something really small, but something that he had specifically notated.
Sure.
He'd go, every mistake is a letter grade. And when I was at Musicians Institute, I had been very fortunate that I had gotten there on a full scholarship. So to me, I wanted to go through that entire program and come out the other side with straight A's. I didn't want to get a single B on anything, which is great until you find out that Rob Carson takes off a letter grade for every mistake.
Yeah.
So then, like, everyone's pressure on that was, reasonably high, but my pressure was just, like, through the roof for my own personal goals, right? I had to be a straight A student. And those were the most trying, mentally exhausting performances I've ever had in my life. And having gotten through those, there's really not anything that throws me, ever. Like, there's not... Even like playing Madison Square Garden, which was like a huge thing for me that I've been dreaming of ever since I was a child. To play that, let's go do it.
Yeah.
We played our first. Poppy and I played our first stadium in Brazil a couple months ago. I felt fine. Let's. Of course, we're supposed to be here. That's our stage. I'm gonna play it. Nothing's gonna throw me off of that. So where a lot of people, I see a lot of people on tour and a lot of people I've played with, you know, it's natural to have nerves, to be nervous about something, like especially if it's like a TV gig or something where it's live, you can't make mistakes. Having been through Carson and been through that experience numerous times, because we had like 6 quarters, so that was like 6 final exams, and to have gotten an A in each one, that I pushed myself that hard to achieve that. I mean, the fear that I felt going to that room on those days to ace those exams was just like, I've never felt anything since then. So having been through that, like there really isn't anything that throws me. You know,
Wow.
meeting in-laws or meeting, you know, like the normal thing that most people would be like, oh man, I'm just really nervous. Like I want to be, whatever. Like nothing. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I'm without fear and that I'm fearless. That's not true. But it's just having been through that. It's like what's gonna throw me after that? You know, that guy was so brutal and just like not like a whiplash way, like where he was throwing chairs at us. But he was just, I respected him so much that I wanted to perform so well for him and for myself, that after that it's like, dude, a fucking show in some random place, like whatever. Like that's not.
Talk about that preparation. Like that sounds unreal. That sounds like you took your mind to a place that was pretty dark and going, okay, I can't fail. I have to do this. What does that preparation look like?
Well, that was 2 years at MI, and I didn't do anything that entire time. I didn't date. I didn't do anything but go to my practice room. We had a little drum lab. Anyone that's been at MI knows how it is there, but it's like the 3rd floor is just the entire drum department, and they have one wing of it where it's just like all these tiny, like they look like jail cells, but they're like 5 by 5 drum labs.
Yeah.
So you share it with like 4 guys, 5 guys, whatever it is. And at the beginning of every quarter, you have to make a schedule with your guys. And the only one I remember that I was in there was with this drummer named Sven. And Sven liked to practice at the times that I would normally practice.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, Sven always gets the schedule before I do, so I got to practice I need to start at 10 p.m. and practice until 4 a.m. because those are the hours that I can get.
Damn.
And then I got to get up at whatever hour and go before the other 3 guys that go, and then Sven goes. So it's like, you had to manage your time a certain way, and I was just in there nonstop those entire 2 years. And that was, I mean, to this day, even with this room that I have now where I come in here every single day, the level of growth will always pale in comparison to those 2 years because I was just like hyper focused.
Yeah.
So anything with Carson, and there were other teachers that were super like harsh or strict or whatever. Like there's Gary Hess, who was like the reading guy. And Gary was just always cranky. He always had that look like, now you go and play at the page. You missed that quarter note triplet. Right. Like that's messing up for him. Like it's like you don't want to disappoint him because you like Gary. But it's like Carson again. He was just such a like mythical figure to all of us, but to me especially. So it's like having gotten his stamp of approval that as many times as I did. It's like that's all I really need.
Damn,
Yeah.
damn, that's
That's cool.
that's heavy. Because I mean, we had Molly Rose on the other night, and she went to MI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
What year?
she didn't tell me the year, but yeah, she was talking to us, and it was just like, wow, like when you put yourself in that lion's den and go through that fire, it's something that you just you willingly choose to do it. You love the thing that you're going for, but it's one of those notches that when you get it in your belt, it's like a.
If you want it.
Yeah.
There were plenty of kids that were in my class that were great players, but you could tell like they're like, oh, I'm just here to learn a couple things, maybe get some new chops, maybe clean up my hand technique a little bit, and then I want to audition for some gigs. I want to go out. Like they weren't as
Obsessed, what you said?
yeah, they weren't like beating themselves up about it as much as I definitely was. So it's
Yeah.
like it's just a different. It's a different thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Different people.
Yeah. I mean, I think a big part of that is how bad do you want it, how much are you willing to go through, and what do you plan on doing with it afterwards? Because a lot of times in these segments, like we are finding that most of the pain is internal, and it's a root that's really hard to pull out. So this is definitely a different perspective, where you're choosing to go through it, and you're wanting something out of it, and you're kind of like stepping up to that plate and saying, okay, I welcome the pain in a way where you love it that badly.
I don't know if I identified so much with pain, but I definitely, I like, sometimes I enjoy having, I don't know how to describe this. I'm not, like, by nature a very competitive person. Like, I'm very comfortable and secure in what I do, and I think every drummer should be. I think every drummer has their unique way of playing, and I think when drummers get, really competitive or really comparison with each other of like, oh, can this guy play this, or can this guy play that, or can he play this fast or that fast? It gets too in the weeds, and it's like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I don't get competitive often, but when someone is, I can tell they're being competitive with me, I'm just like, okay, we're gonna get like that. I'm not like that, but if we're gonna be like that, great. And then I use that, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go play the fuck out of this show now, because you're being like that towards me, and I've only been nothing but nice to you.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like, it's not that I enjoy that when that happens, but I'm just like, oh man, fuck yeah, this is gonna be a good show, because that guy was just a dick to me. So it's like, now I'm gonna be fucking pissed, and I'm gonna play. I'll tell you a story. I'm not gonna name a name.
Love this.
There was a drummer who came to one of our sound checks one time, and the vibe was, the way you shook my hand really bothered me. It was just kind of like like pretend you're me.
Yeah.
He just kind of was like, yo, what's up? And then he just kind of kept walking past me. And I was like, all right, dude.
I get that.
And then it was our sound check, and he stood right next to my kit and was just watching me during the sound check.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it's like,
what's wrong with you, dude?
it's our sound check.
Yeah.
It's our stage now. I've certainly, it's not wrong to watch a sound check.
Of course.
Right? But you do it respectfully. You like, I'm going to be out of
Their
my
way,
view.
yeah.
Because I want them to focus on getting their mix right, or getting whatever they need. I don't want to be over there just being like, hey, you fucked out that flam. That wasn't, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, we started, and our sound checks, it's like our songs are so physically intense. It's like, I always just pick like the chillest song to sound check with. It's like, let's just play, Her, which is a really chill song in our set. And I'll just play 2 and 4. And like, all right, everything sounds great. Let's go. I'm going to go sleep and get some to eat and then do the show. This guy was watching he was just like watching me. And I'm just like, and then I can't remember. It was like the hardest song in the set for that tour. It was like Bite Your Teeth or something. And our monitor guy goes, you want to hear Her? And I was like, no, play Bite Your Teeth. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, play that one. I was like, start that one. And he goes, all right. And I just fucking beat the fuck out of it.
Yeah, man.
And then by the time we finished the song, I looked and he had left. And I was like, all right.
That's right. Yeah.
But again, that guy, he's such an amazing player. And it's like, if that situation had been handled a little bit differently, I would have 100% picked his brain and be like, dude, how do you do some of this crazy shit I've seen you do? Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And it just wasn't that vibe. So sometimes I enjoy those situations just to like get a little bit of fuel, get a little bit of fire in my hands.
Man.
Oh yeah. Tonight's not going to be just another night on the tour. Tonight's going to be like, I'm going to fucking beat the hell out of these drums and really enjoy it. So I think sometimes utilizing negative things is kind of a good, can be a positive, weird way.
100%. I love that you share that sentiment, because I feel that in the highest regard when you have those kinds of people that show up and they kind of want to watch you fail. They're anticipating you doing something wrong, or it's just a vibe that you're like, the energy isn't welcoming almost.
Yeah. We talk about this earlier too. The great thing about drummers, which my band, they always comment on this every tour that we do. Drummers hang. We hang out, we talk shop, we look at each other's kits and, talk about stuff and just, I would say 99% of the drummers that I meet on the road are good dudes. And I always do a thing, which I think everyone should do this, not even just with music, but just in life in general. Anytime I see a new drummer, especially one that's like, if we're opening for them, I always start the conversation with a compliment. Like, hey, dude, man, I love the way you did so-and-so in that song. That was awesome. Because it disarms them. Because every time you meet, like, a new player, it's always, like, there's always a little bit of kind of a hierarchy.
Sure.
So I always like, dude, I'm not like that. So, like, I think you're amazing. That was an awesome part you have in that song. That was a great set you had last night. And then it disarms them, and then it's like, oh, okay, cool. Let's talk. You know, let's hang out. So
Yeah.
my band always makes fun of me because they're like, you know, bassists don't do that. Singers definitely don't do that. Guitarists, maybe they'll geek out over an amp or something, or tones, or like, oh man, it's a sick clean tone. Like, but drummers, I feel like we really kind of go out of our way to, you know, just be a little more of a community.
Yeah, no, I think, and that's what we found here in Nashville.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hell of a community of drummers. I mean, these people, there are some people in here that got each other's back like no tomorrow. We don't have that in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cutthroat.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. I mean,
So
really.
it's always the really like my scene growing up. I grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina, and now it's a lot better. But when I was a kid, it felt very cutthroat. It felt very competitive.
I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just because we're in the thick of the city and it's just how maybe they need to be around the beach more. I really don't understand it. But like, it's not like that where I'm from in Corpus Christi. Like, there's people that'll just give you a gig and like, hey, I'm looking out for you if you need this or you need that. And I love it, you know. But when you're in a different city like that, and I'm just like, man, like, why is it so hard to get a gig here? And then why is it so hard to tell somebody else, like, hey, I'm new here and I'm looking for something. And it's like, oh, well, it's going to take you a while to find something. It's like, well, why not ask me, like, hey, what kind of music do you play?
Yeah.
And where have you subbed before?
Yeah.
And, like, you know, check the resume or something, you know?
One of my best buddies here in town. He's a phenomenal bass player, and the session scene in Nashville is like super cutthroat and very, you know, if you're at the top, you're at the top, and that's the guy. That's it. And he was at a session over at Blackbird, I think. And one of, like, I don't know what the guy's name was, one of like the top bass players in town. He goes up to him and goes, "Oh man, I'm such a huge fan. Like, I'd love to pick your brain sometime. You know, how do you get this? How do you get that? What were you doing to kind of get on everyone's radar? Like, just the basic questions that you want to ask an idol or hero or whatever." And the guy just looks at him and goes, "Get in line and eat shit like everyone else," and walks out. And it's just like,
Damn.
all right.
Wow.
That's good advice in and of itself, right?
Yeah, but
It's like, okay. So some guys are just, you know, like that, unfortunately.
Right. And it's really great to have a non-drummer with us on this run because Josh doesn't play drums and doesn't. The other day we got done with an interview and we had an hour drive and he's like, man, the music was off, right? We're just on a quiet drive back, hour drive out of Murfreesboro, right? And we're like, he's like, dude, what is feel? And I'm like, well, the reason we didn't have the damn music on was it was late. I've been doing the driving, and I was like just shot. You know, like 5 interviews in that day, and I told Josh, I was like, we ain't got damn to describe no freaking feel on this drive right now, because I said it jokingly, but I was like, he's gonna take us more than a damn hour to do that, Josh.
Yeah.
And you know, it spilled into the next day into an interview, and then we went into a rabbit hole. And so to talk about drums and to see the interactions of drummers, and for him to know people, because he's been a TM, he's been on the road, he sees the community of drummers and he's like, damn, like you really got a crew here. You got some people that are watching out for you.
Yeah.
And then you see all the drum shops like loving on each other, and it's just a different kind of vibe.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I haven't been to the one that you were talking about, but like Forks and Nelson's, like they coexist very well because they're totally different.
Yeah,
like Nelson's is all just super cool, rare stuff, rare kits, vintage stuff. And Forks is just very much like a great spot to go to if you need anything that's current.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm sure they have some great vintage stuff in there too. Like, I think they have some like old cymbals and stuff, but they each have their own lane, and they service their lane very well.
Yeah.
But a funny story about like how do you describe feel. When I was in school, we had this one kid. I think about this all the time, especially in a session. He raised his hand one day and he goes, "What's pocket?"
Oh,
And
yes.
the teacher was like, "Pocket's just like, you know, you're in the pocket, man. It feels good. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing. It's just he was like using these all very nondescript ways of trying to describe it because there really is no way to describe it.
Correct.
And then another guy goes like, it's where you're like playing like behind, a little bit. And he goes, okay, so how much behind the beat do you play to get pocket? Like, well, there's not really like a
definitive answer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like every time's a little different. It's about the phrasing and like the melody. And, And we had this whole like 30-minute discussion of like what technically is pocket. It's like it's just when you have it, you have it.
Yeah.
You don't always have it too. Like if one day if you're on a session or you're on a gig and like, oh man, I'm really in the pocket right now. That's a great day. And other days it's like something else could be going on in your life and you're like the pocket's just you're kind of falling out of the pocket that day.
Absolutely.
Other days when you're deep in the pocket, it's awesome and those are always the best days.
You're on point. You had mentioned the John Boy thing earlier.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
I mean, my brothers were huge Indians fans, so I guess, and we all love Major League. So I guess I have a soft spot for the Indians.
Yeah.
Now I'm a Southerner.
Yeah.
Everyone always says that the Braves should be my team because they're the closest one to Wilmington, but it's like I don't have any affinity for the Braves. I don't know. What?
Go ahead.
And then maybe the Red Sox because like growing up, they were always the underdogs.
Yeah.
My group of friends, we just wanted to do anything to piss off a Yankees fan. So if we saw a Yankees fan, we would just talk about Red Sox.
See, this is why I knew we were in the right place. This is how I knew this is the right place. So I'm a huge Astros fan, like die hard.
Really?
Since I was a kid, dude. Like,
are they cheaters or not?
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. You got everybody across the league doing that way before then. I'm going to set the record straight right now on Behind the Kick. If you actually look into what Rob Manfred released, not in a press release, he absolutely has definitive evidence of all these teams doing the same damn thing. So whether you're
does that make it right then?
I mean, in baseball, everybody was using the stuff for the spin rate, and it wasn't until one guy got caught.
Okay, so you don't deny the fact that they were sending each other signals.
Absolutely not. There's been signal sending for years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
There's just technology just got better.
Okay.
But I've been a Astros fan since day one. The 100 lost seasons, I'm there. Like we're taking advantage of those cheap tickets. And for me, like, I've been such a diehard Astros fan for so long. I'll tell you a story on this Yankee thing. So me and my brother, we went to a doubleheader against the Yankees, and we had like seats close behind home plate, further back, not right behind, but further back. And then for the second game, we were like, no, let's just buy cheap seats and just go walk around and like do the standing room only thing. So the first game we annihilate them. And the second game, we're feeling pretty good. We're like, yeah, man, like screw these Yankees, bro. We're just like, we are not Yankees fans at all. We want to see them sweep them. They're going for the sweep in the series, and so we're over there at near the home run area in the back, and I'm at this point where if you're wearing a Yankee cap, like you got to be from New York. How are you a New Yorker? Like, are you a Yankees fan because you're from there, or are you a big Jay-Z fan and you just picked up the Yankee cap?
I mean, every New Yorker I'm friends with, they're all Mets fans.
OG, they real recognize real. So when I was over there, I was like, man, I was talking to my brother Tristan. I was like, man, like I swear, dude, if we talk to anybody and they're not from New York and they're a Yankees fan, man, like, I don't know. So we get to next to this guy. I'm like, we're chopping it up, talking baseball. I'm like, man, if you're not from New York and you're wearing this Yankees cap, dude, like I'll buy you a beer if you're actually from New York. And he pulls out his ID and he's from New York. And from then on, we grew this relationship, and it was a hell of a time. But I just find it so interesting from the John Boy perspective, because that page alone, dude, is the comedy worth in gold.
Oh yeah.
Like I love that page as a baseball fan.
He's a world-class lip reader. I don't know how he does that.
So my favorite one is the one from the Cardinals coach. Do you know?
Which one?
So, what is it? So he goes. He's getting kicked out. He's getting.
Yeah,
yeah. So he's getting thrown out. But he goes like, you're out of here, buddy. Like, get the hell out of here. And he's like, you haven't been around here for nothing. Like, you don't even belong here. He's like, and then he's telling the coach, he's like, you've been here for a year. Like, get the hell out of here. And they're just going back and forth on who belongs.
My favorite one is the Albert Bell one.
Okay.
You seen that one?
No, I haven't. For what team? Albert Bell.
I don't know. I think he's
Pirates?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? Yeah, that sounds right.
He just got hit by a ball, and he wanted to crush one, and they were like, walk to first, and he's like, I'm not going to first, because I'm swinging. Like, you it's a foul. You're going to first, and you gotta watch it.
Yeah. I gotta check that out. That's hilarious, man. Chris, what do you got, man? You in the next segment or what?
Man, so we talked about in the pocket, out of the pocket. We talked about
Welcome to Pain.
welcome to the pain. All right, now we have something called go to your bunk.
Oh.
Okay, go to your bunk is something you just pisses you off, or just really irks your nerves. What is that thing?
This is like tour related.
Yep.
Tour related, and it's like basically, you're not gonna get into it with someone. You're basically telling them,
You're gonna be like, hey, I'm done. I'm gonna just go to my bunk and let you have whatever you're having.
Oh man.
What is that thing for you?
somebody's drinking too much, party's going on too long.
Nobody parties anymore. At least in my world, like metal is so funny how like everybody. I mean, if you're in a metal band, you have a NutriBullet, you have a humidifier, you got some Breathe Right strips. Like, it's like, and everything's so like the parts are so impossible now. Like everything's getting programmed. Like it's just everything's impossible to play. So you have to sleep. You have to be healthy.
No.
And it's just like, not to go off on a whole tangent, but man, I don't know. I think if you'd asked me this question 10 years ago, I would have given you something. But I think if you asked anyone that works with me, I try and be as chill at all times as possible. I had one tour, I'm not naming any names.
Nope, go ahead.
I had one tour where there was a person with us that was very much the opposite and very much did not like me for God knows what reason. And this person made that tour very miserable. And I told myself after that tour that I'll never, because as a hired guy, you never want to be, I always try and be as low-key as possible, because you never want the artist or the touring group to like, you never want to be on their radar in a negative way.
For sure.
It's like, all we know about Ralph is that he shows up, he plays the show, he does everything he's supposed to do, and he's quiet and he goes back.
Yeah.
That's like the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
If you're a guy that's like, man, he's late to bus call all the time, he's he's just crazy as shit, he's always drinking, like that's like the negative association, right?
Yeah.
So this person was like making the tour very, very difficult, and we were not getting along. And I was very confused. I had no idea why this was happening, and I'm sure this person would have their own reasons, or who knows why. And I was just like, I'm not gonna rock the boat because I'm not gonna make a big deal out of this. And then when the tour got over, I was like, you know what? That's the last time I'm gonna put up with that. And if it happens again, I am gonna be that guy that says either they go or I go. Which like you never want to. I never want to be that guy. But you just if something is, if you're in a negative space, and this goes for anything like outside touring, any kind of work environment. If you have the power that that in that situation that it's always going to be the other person, use that card 100%. I should have used it. I should have said, hey, this person is a huge negative energy suck on this entire tour. They need to go. And there were many nights where I was like, I just want to get in my bunk. I'm going to close the curtain, and I want to watch my shows, and I'm going to go to sleep because I don't want to be in the lounge. Nobody was hanging out in the lounge because of this one problem. So that was something that we all, not just me, the whole tour honestly put up with this person. So I think in the future, you have to be able to know where you stand in an organization and say, like, if you have to pull that card, fucking pull it,
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, so that kind of brings me back to another point a buddy of mine made on the podcast. He was kind of one of our guests a couple of days ago, and he had mentioned that he left the gig for various reasons, and it was a good gig, and he just left because what was going on he just wasn't vibing with. How do you make those decisions that the gig looks good on paper, but it's not good for your heart or for you as a person?
That's tough because my gig right now is great. I love my gig.
Yeah.
There's been gigs in the past. There's been gigs in the past that were not great. I always put up with stuff like that. I mean, I did as a kid. Now I've been with Poppy for 5 years now, so I'm a totally different person
Sure.
than I was when I started it. So I don't know what I would put up with now, but as a kid, like in my teens and especially in my 20s, the ends always justified the means. So if I was in a really shitty situation, which I've been in before, I would think, all right, this sucks. This gig has a lot of reasons why it's really bad for me in a lot of ways, but the connections for here, and here are great.
Yeah.
And if I just stick this amount of time out with it and foster these relationships and really build those up, then when I do leave, I'll be able to go to these people and say, hey, I'm available now.
Yeah.
And I would really appreciate if you keep me in mind for something in the future.
Sure.
Whereas if you get to a gig and you're like, oh, this sucks, I'm leaving, and you just walk right back out the door, those relationships never get developed or cultivated. So it's like you really wasted your time. So would you rather waste a month, 6 months of your time, or put in the grueling time of putting in a couple years into it and building up a network of people through that gig?
Yeah.
And having something on the other side, which has worked out for me every time. So
Yeah.
Wow.
it comes down to different people. I know some people that are just like, I'm not putting up with anything,
Yeah.
any kind of discomfort. And to that I just say, as an older person, I can see that. Like if I was in my 40s, it's like, yeah, I'm not going out on the road with some crazy son of a bitch. I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
But it's like, as a 20-year-old, it's like, you're a kid, life's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, suck it up, do the gig. Make sure that you have a clear reason why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes people just need the money. Like, I get that too. So,
Yeah.
You said 5 years ago you're a totally different person. How did you cut those habits? And if you want to talk about what those habits were, like, what is bringing you to the person that you are now, like, as a better person and as a drummer for Poppy?
Yeah, that I was just in some gigs in that time of my life that were rough for various reasons, and it just makes you an angry person. It makes you kind of a negative person. And I was doing things. I was developing, playing things like that were super fun, but the environment that I was in was very detrimental to a lot of aspects of my health.
Mm-hmm.
And I left that gig. I left that gig and another gig, and Poppy just happened to come up. I was a day away from loading up my car and driving here, actually moving to Nashville because I was living in LA at the time. And I was getting all my affairs in order, getting ready to drive cross country and move again and start over completely here. And right before I left, I got a text message from management saying, hey, Poppy needs a new drummer if you're interested. And hilariously, I told him, I was like, I need a night to think about it, which is really funny. I think about it now. And then the next day I listened to the music and I was like, oh man, this is crazy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't play double bass in 5 years at that point.
Yeah.
either.
You don't have one set up here either, is what I noticed.
For my real kit, I have.
Okay.
I had to.
Yeah.
So it was just, it's like, this is going to be an extreme analogy, but it's kind of true. It's like going from an abusive relationship to a great relationship.
No, sure.
Yeah,
It's like where you're appreciated and your playing is valued. Like she consistently tells me, do whatever you want. There's been times where I've recorded a take of something and like, crazier, we need more. And from where I came, it was like the other gigs, it was just like everything was really restrictive.
Yeah.
So it's like with her, we have a good balance of, I know when it's her moment and I know when I can have a moment.
Yeah.
And I never try and trample over her moments.
Of course.
So I think I hope she respects that and notices, because I definitely make a point to, you always remember it's their gig, it's not your gig.
Yeah.
So just going into a situation that was much better and healthier, and the shows were better and the tours were better and the way that we traveled was better. I think it's just, to sound like an older guy to all the kids out there, it's like you gotta pay your dues, You gotta go through some shit. You're gonna have some shitty gigs. You're gonna be around some really shitty people. Welcome to the music business. That's what it is.
You heard it here first.
But if you just stay with it, which is another old-timey piece of advice, but it's 100% true. If you just stay with it and just practice and be reliable and be a good person and a good hang, that's a huge thing that I think kids always. I was guilty of this too when I was 20. Say, I can play all these gigs. Why can't I be on it?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And there are drummers that can play my gig right now.
Yeah.
But are they a good hang to be around? Are they someone that you want to spend a month, 2 months, 4 months? We're about to leave for 4 months, right? So like, do you want to be out with someone that can crush and they fucking play so great, but god damn, they don't change their socks, or they got some weird shit where they don't bathe, you know, and every 2 weeks, or it's like weird stuff where they're just, maybe they drink too much, or maybe they're just a weird personality to be around.
Yeah.
It's all about being a good hang, a good person, reliable, and a good player. And you got to eat shit for a long time, unless you get really lucky and you get a great gig right out of the gate. And there's guys that happens to.
Yeah.
But that's a whole thing in itself too, because then they don't appreciate the years of sacrifice. That doesn't make them appreciate what they have. So long story short, I feel very fortunate to have gone through everything I've gone through over my career up until now, because it makes me really appreciate where I am now.
I love that. I really do, because of the fact that sometimes all the time, you really have to eat the dirt to really appreciate what grows from it.
Oh yeah.
And that's what, I mean, shoot, to kick off this whole damn thing, like that is the conversation that we've been having every single time. That was the conversation that we all had together as a team. That was something I was a stickler about, was like, we have to eat the dirt. We have to eat it. Be prepared for this thing to be rough. Be prepared to have to wake up like at 5, 6 a.m. and like do these interviews and be ready to rock. Like, it's going to suck. Embrace that suck. Like, these are quality people. These are really great hangs. This is an opportunity and something that is just beyond what we can imagine, as all the experiences that we've had coming together and blending them in something that we could not have even put on paper or imagined. It's incredible. But eating that dirt and welcoming that pain and saying like, I've seen guys too that have had the opportunity to just take that high-end gig right off the bat, and I feel sorry for them. Because you know that it's like, whether that high-end gig comes with a lot of partying, whether it comes with just being served whatever you want on a silver platter, like there's something about working hard, specifically in the music industry, and going through those Sprinter van or those Toyota Corolla tour days, or any of that kind of really gritty stuff where you're cutting your teeth so hard that when you get in the bus, you're like, damn it, like, I appreciate this.
Yeah, the shittiest bus I've been on, and I've been on some awful ones. I've been on ones you can't even imagine how bad they were. Still better than a Sprinter, because I can go lay down. The idea of just sleeping horizontal overnight and waking up in the next city trumps the nicest Sprinter van where you're sitting in a seat, and it's just true. I don't care what anyone says.
No, I agree.
So. A cool story that I from Todd, Todd Suckerman.
Yeah.
One of the best drummers on the planet.
I got a good story with him too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know him personally, but he tells the story. He was like, the first tour I did with Styx, he goes, we were playing sold out arenas the entire time, and I got this, I was so happy I got this huge gig. And he goes, and wouldn't you know it, we end the tour in my hometown, and we headline the arena that I always wanted to play, and family, whoever's out there, friends, they're all come out to see me. And he goes, and I had no idea that they were ever going to call me again. They called me, and I filled in for that tour. And as far as I knew, this is the last time I was ever going to play with them. But I was just grateful to have had the experience. And I said my goodbyes, did the show, and that was it. He goes, the next night, I played across the street in a sports bar with a cover band. And he goes, and I was looking out that window, looking at that arena. And it's like, that's the music business in so many ways. Like, there's so many things, so many highs that I've been so lucky to have, and followed by so many of the deepest lows that you can possibly imagine. And that's true for everybody in the music business, But as long as you recognize that and you understand that that's built into the entire experience, it's like, I don't care. A low, a bad gig, you know, a gig that doesn't sell, like a gig that's really shitty, the gear doesn't work. It's like, yeah, whatever. But you know what? There's a gig that's coming up soon that's going to be one of the highest of the highs.
Yeah.
And that, who cares?
And I think that's just a really great approach to life in general. Like when the suck happens and the hard things come, it's like, you know what? I'm ready to take it on the chin because I know there's better coming.
Yeah.
You're already assuming that the work you've put in is going to take you to a better place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that because that's I wouldn't say life in a nutshell for me, but it's something that I try to apply to myself daily because it's hard to get into those good habits without recognizing the bad ones first.
Yeah, and I think that's, for me personally, that's what helps me stay very even keel. Like my girl always comments like, nothing throws you ever. I'm just like...
A snare drum player, man.
Yeah, Rob Carson.
Yeah.
And just touring in general. It's like the entire way that touring works is that you never have it the way you want it. Nothing is the way you want. Like there's always 10, 12 people right on top of you. It's never quiet. You never have your own space, rarely. And sound check is never right when you want it. You're never going to get the exact food that you want. You're never going to be... It's just nothing is ever exactly how you want it. So you kind of get used to that over time. And then naturally I'm going to bring that home with me. So it's like when I'm home, it's like I'm so used to not ever getting like exactly what I want.
Sure.
That I don't flip out if I don't get exactly what I want.
Yeah.
It's just like, whatever. What's the city tomorrow? You know, let's get to it.
Yeah.
I tell all my buddies that are not musicians, some of my best friends are not musicians, and they're like, yeah, man, like, what is it like touring? I'm like, dude, you get paid to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's literally what it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's sitting in an airport, sitting on a bus, you know, driver being like, hey, the bus is going to break down. We got about 5 minutes and we're going to stop and then we're going to call a tow truck and you got to wait and it's like 3 a.m. and you're dead tired and you're standing there like,
Yeah.
but it's just what it is.
I always comment like whenever I come home, it's like I just want to get away from vibrating sounds.
Yeah.
When you're on the road, everything's
Yeah.
vibrating.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
bus
yeah.
is always vibrating. Even when it's off, the generator's on,
Yep.
it's vibrating. You get in the venue, somebody's testing the speakers, so the walls are vibrating. Like it's just like your brain is vibrating the entire time, and then you get home, it's like just everything's off.
Yeah.
It's like it makes you really appreciate everything, I think, in life. You know?
Yeah.
Silence. Yeah. I really like that. Well, what do you got anything else for him?
Man, you answered a lot of questions today, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not
You've been-
go.
you've running it up.
Well, I know you got a very, very first important yoga session tomorrow.
You gotta stretch these hips out.
Yeah, you
these
gotta get-
grandpa hips, dude.
Get those adductors working out really well. Get everything moving. Ralph, we really appreciate your time and,
Seriously,
and
man.
being
Of
here
course.
and welcoming us in this phenomenal room.
Hey, you guys are always welcome. You're always my guest, so please come by anytime.
Dude, it's been incredible. And just the tart juice.
Tart cherry juice.
I'm gonna try that,
cherry
man.
juice.
I'll send you guys links.
Yeah, I need a link
it.
to the
Do it.
right one. We're
As long as there's no sugar added, you got the right one.
you might have a problem with that.
Let me ask you this:
It's very sweet on its own.
is there like a prep time? Like, so I'm going on the road March 7th, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I leave. Do I need to drink it like 2 weeks before, a week before? How does that work?
You start working in your routine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't say I'll start tomorrow, but maybe.
Oh, I
Because you
would.
think like the pitchers were using it for recovery, so
Yeah.
they went and did something strenuous and then drank it. So it's like they
Ah,
didn't need
hey.
to prep for that.
Yeah,
I'll shoot you
yeah.
a text and let you know how it's going. I'll do it.
Please do.
Yeah. I'm about to change the whole damn world with some juice right here.
And I'm bought and paid for by Big Cherry. It's true.
Oh yeah, I'm about it. All right, you guys, day 5, After Dark
Coming to a close.
with Ralph Alexander.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.